Hi beloved, me again. Just been outside and it's very windy and just being by the sea and just having my blowing everything through and everything around. So it's very nice by the sea here. And I just come back in and I just thought I would sit in front of this and see if anything wanted to be said. God knows there's anything want to be said. Oh, let's see what's happening. I am organising in this moment to leave South Devon and head back towards India. I will be going up to Heathrow Airport, up to Totnes, then get the bus, get somebody to give me a lift to Totnes, and then from Totnes get a bus up to Heathrow, and I will stay overnight on the 30th of October, and then go on to, and then get my flight on the 31st of October to, no, some strange, to, on to Pune, go back to India and see what's going on there. I have just been, to get from Devon, here in Devon, back to Totnes, and even to Totnes, which is the nearest place for the bus or the train, is quite something. So I'm having to put it out and see if I can get, I've just got a very lovely friend, young girl I met today, who said, look, if you're stuck, Suchira, don't worry, I can give you a lift to Totnes to get the bus. And so that's very nice, and then I can get the bus. Gibbering, excuse me. This is called Suchira Gibberish, so get my gibberish. And then I'm going to go, as I say, and then a friend is going to organise a hotel for me for the night near Terminal 2, so that we can go out for dinner with Sandesh and Annie. We'll go out for dinner, and then the next day on the 31st, I'll get have to sign in at 10:30 in the morning or something like that, and then head back to Pune. At times I find these strange, practical, small things are sometimes very challenging. Life is amazing and I do all sorts of things, but sometimes getting from one place to another can be stressful for me still, to do this mundane, simple things sometimes. Now I will be closing the caravan. I have to do all the sheets, wash all the sheets, make sure everything's clean and tidy and everything for my mum, because the caravan will be closed down for the winter. So when she comes next Easter, then it will be all fresh and beautiful for her arriving. So I've got to clear out the fridge and turn it off and make sure everything's dry. So domestic, we go. Come on, domestic goddess. In the last 6 or 7 days, I had a young friend staying with me, or one of the young people that I suppose I guide or have guided. We met 2 years ago, and he spent some time in Pune in the house with me, and he spent a couple of months, and just in the mundaneness of being around, he went into a beautiful space and challenged himself, and then went back to Germany and carried on working on himself. We are very blessed, as I realize in this time, there are some lovely, beautiful teachers around and people that are guiding, people that are in the space, which is lovely. And so he decided, instead of going to his teacher that he is with at the moment, Stefan, I think his name is, in Germany. I think he based maybe in Italy. He was going to go from Germany to Italy to see him this weekend. He suddenly decided that I was here, and maybe he should take a little bit advantage of the fact that I was here, and instead of going there, he should come here. So he drove all the way from Germany and arrived here down these little small lanes and everything, which was fun. And in the last days, we have been just walking, and much stuff has been coming up. Much has been, this is the way in which I work with people. It's just in the ordinariness of just being. And in that, I can be really kick-ass. as my friend Matthias said, he says it's not the easiest thing to be around you because everything starts to quake and everything. Oh, I can be a pussycat, but it can be a bit intense. So it was an interesting time. And it's amazing how simple the lessons can be and how intense they can be. And one of them was very interesting to discuss payment, what we do, how we will take, in a way, the female teacher, even though female teacher, I don't know, maybe even a male teacher who is very much in the feminine, where they are giving just from their overflow, and they're not putting a price on their head, you know, they're not being a beggar to you to say, give me, please pay me, or, you know. And so it was very interesting to realize that he would have gone to this weekend with his male teacher, and of course he would have paid for that. It would have been, in a way, a structure, and he would have gone and he would have paid quite a lot of money to go and do that. And then there was a feeling that he was going to come here, and we're just hanging out, we're doing anything, and then it's like, what is this worth to you? And it was a very interesting concept, because obviously it shows within the self, ultimately, okay, you've got two outer, one in a male body and one in a female body, okay, but what will you pay? What do you value? You value both, and both is seen. And my friend said how much he valued what I'd given him, and it's like, wow, you know, even from 2 years ago when I was with him before, suddenly I have gone into a deeper space within myself, and what is coming through me is maybe even more simple and more, but intense, and definitely valuable. But I don't care if somebody takes it or don't take it. I don't care if you change or you don't change. You are where you are, and you're perfect where you are. In saying that, it was really interesting, because it made him, ultimately, it's like he would be ready to pay that. But when I brought it up, he suddenly felt a little bit shy, because he suddenly realized that, you know, somebody will take me out maybe for dinner, and then they get a free session, or the free, you know, more, or they'll buy me a bunch of flowers or something. And you laugh and you say, well, you know, this, I also live, I have to pay bills, I have to do things and stuff. But I was told very clearly, after being a businesswoman for a long time, I was told very clearly that I was not allowed to do it in a male way. I was not allowed to put it in a structure. I was not allowed to put a price on my head and say that I'm going to do a session, I'm going to do this, and this is what you have to charge me. I have had my own business. I know how to run business. I'm very successful. I was a very successful businesswoman till I dropped out to find out who I was. And so I know how to do it in the male way, but I was very clearly told to me by existence that I was not allowed to do it that way, that I had to just give, and that it was up to the maturity of the people who were ready to take. If they valued what they got, that they should know that is in the maturity, then you should be ready to offer something, or to give something. Not to ask the person, do you want money? But to actually put your hand in your pocket and say, how do I send it to you? Or what do I do? Or give the money. And to see how you will give it for structure, or for a group, or a structure, or whatever. Because it's in a format for you, and it's given as a package, and this is what you get, and this is what you're going to pay for it. But what happens if you just are given it? You know, the human being is generally very stingy, and very stingy when it comes to the feminine. And that may be a woman that's holding the space, or it may be a man who's in his feminine energy that he's just giving. And be aware, if you value things, you know, look and see where your maturity is, and look and see how stingy you are. I mean, what you will pay for a coffee, and what you will pay for a meal, and what will you pay for yourself. And then there's somebody here who is the rarest of diamonds, who is the rarest of rare, that can point something to you that they can only point to because they have lived it, and they are mature in it, and they can catch you in your own bullshit. They will call you on your bullshit. And like with a therapy, I mean, I was a therapist, so I know therapy. But therapy's fine. You know, and it's all a package, and that's fine. And it's very easy to get hooked in with a therapist, and then you need them. But what happens, you know, with us, we don't want you to need us. We want you to be free. We don't want you to not. We want you to be independent of us. And we don't have any, we will not hold back. Like, we are not going to show you this level of yourself. This level here is very obvious. But what we are doing, the people that are in the space, as I understand it, what I do is that I am going in underneath here. And what are you hiding from yourself? What is your, what don't you want to see? What is your most hidden, deepest, I don't like that, I'm not going there. And you don't even know about it. And you said, I suddenly find that I am going in there, and I'm going in and I'm like taking the, you've got a wound that's infected, but it's nicely got a sealed over, but it's getting infected underneath. And you come to me, and only I bother now if somebody comes and asks. But if you ask, be ready that I'm going to say, to heal that, we have to rip this off. We have to take this off. We have to clean this wound out, and then it can start healing. So usually people that are in the space, not therapists, they're whatever they are, they're just being themselves. And they may not, I often don't know, in fact, how I'm working or what I'm doing, because it's not my business. My business is just to shine the light on it, and then it's your business to find out what that is for you, to uncover it. And so I am going for something that is very hidden. I am working on the most hidden stuff with people. But they have to really have a yes to do that. I mean, many people say they want to know themselves and they don't want to suffer. But most people, a larger majority of the people, get stuck in doing the practices, get stuck in a way, or avoiding those deeper levels in themselves. By keep taking the pressure cooker off, but they don't really let it, they don't go. And it takes somebody who is in a maturity that really doesn't care whether you like them or hate them, and cannot be manipulated. So it's a very interesting play. I'm seeing that what this Suchira does, I have no idea. It is unique with each person, and it just comes, and it is not easy. It is not always easy. It is not easy. I am one tough person, and I am the sweetest person you will ever meet in your life, but I'm very authentic, and I will just go in there and I will find out where are we going, what is it really, what are you hiding from yourself, what don't you want to, what you think is wrong about yourself, and to realize that there's nothing wrong about anything about us, but there's stuff we don't want to look at or we don't want to feel because we have a judgment about it. And sometimes, and that's what happens when I suddenly realized this weekend that's what I was doing. And at one stage I nearly threw him out. I mean, I just said, okay, enough of this. I don't need this projection on me. I don't need this your mother stuff put on me. I don't need this your other woman putting me in my place or trying to put me in my place. And it was very interesting to realize that, to give space, but to also say, no, I don't know, I'm not interested in this. I don't need to be a victim for anybody anymore, and I don't need to be a dumping ground. So that's what I've been doing this last week, and we've had some great times. We've had some good meals. I mean, we've cooked here, and we've done some great walks, and as we're walking, we're talking, and stuff is coming up, and different things are coming up. I did a tarot reading. We did that, and I'm doing a tarot reading while I'm cooking dinner, and we've opened the cards, and it was good fun, very intense, and so that's very nice. But I don't know. Is that a gibberish enough for you today? Okay, so I think that is gibberish. I think that probably is gibberish enough for today. I don't know what it's all about. We're having some really strong winds here. It's nice. It's also nice to have my space back and for him to have gone. He's on his way back to Germany. He's driving back. And let's see how we go on from here. Next step is India, and who knows, it might be a necessity to take a trip to Australia to help my friend Robert, who's got to relocate his house. He's dealing with cancer, and he may need some help to help him relocate his home. So who knows, it might be I touch down in India and then I'm off to Australia, but it might also be that I stay in India. Anyway, who knows, my beloved ones. Send you lots of love. If I am in India, don't forget, we do rent rooms in our house. It's Pune, B1 Riverside. I don't come as a job lot. but some people do sometimes come and rent spaces, and in that we just, sometimes the sharing happens, and sometimes it doesn't have to, and who knows what. And if not, if I'm in Australia, anybody who's in Australia, then might be get to meet you. Okay, I send you lots of love. Have a great day. See how you value the male and female. First of all, the male and the female in a male or female body, but then look at it doesn't maybe a male in a male body, it may be a female in a female body, it may be, obviously it is both. But if you think about it, the male is the active, logical type focus of doing, structure and everything. The female is the receptive, in more intuitive, nurturing side. And if you imagine it's like a plug and a socket. If you have a plug and a socket, then the electricity runs. If you're both playing both plugs, there's no electricity going to run, and if you have two sockets, there's no way they can connect and the electricity can run. So this is what they talk about Tantra. It's all it is the give and the take and the dance of it. So you have to change from the male energy to the female energy, especially when you're interacting with somebody. If you're both coming with a male energy, there's no way that you can meet. If you're both coming with the female energy, in a way it's very difficult to meet and get the electricity running. But if you really want to dance together, you have to push and pull the energy and change and weave and dance. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't care if that makes sense. I know what I'm talking about somehow. Anyway, my darlings, lots of love. Have a great day. Speak to you later. Bye.